Live from the Jersey Shore. It's Schmuel Buckman. Joining me tonight in just a minute will be our good friend, the Quadfather. And honored to have him. Quad does not go on many other shows. And so it's a real pleasure to have him. We had a really good show this afternoon with Adam Hughes and Lil Lemmy. But it was short. And a lot of topics came up, and we thought, well, maybe we would expound upon them. So we're here, and I'm queer, and we're doing it. So let me bring in Derek. Good evening, Derek.
Doxed.
Yeah. Sorry.
How's it going?
Good, man. Good, man. We're up, right? I hope I didn't dox you. I did that to Panhandle the first time I had him on. Called him by his real name. Thank God he was like, I don't care. You know? Oh, look at that. Will Heron is in the chat. And
the famous Will Heron.
Yeah.
The news.
What does he want? What does he want? And Genta, to start us off with, Quad sucks. Thank you, Genta.
She knows she loves me. She just likes to... She's playing hard to get. That's all. I get it, Genta.
And decline host. We won't let Ethan hurt you, Schmuel. I was trying to catch up a little bit before we came in, and Ethan has threatened to throw me down a flight of stairs and kill me anywhere in the city of Las Vegas. So,
well, I mean, isn't there a bunch of people that would like to do that to you and me? Probably. I mean, I see one of them's here right now.
Yeah. I got it. But everybody, it's truce night. This is the soccer game in World War I, Christmas night, and we're just tonight we're friends
because the action.
Yeah, we actually wanted to go over some of the stuff. I wanted to talk about. Excuse me, I'll make us nice and big. We had Moody, we had Stuttering John, right? We had Husey even. I think we wanted to ask some questions about Husey and see why he gets away with such murder. And I need to actually move this quad because I cannot get you out from underneath that Schmuel logo up there, and it looks a little weird. So we've got you on. How are you? And tell us first. Let's get started with. We'll do a little pre-plug. You are BYB. BYB broadcasts Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and on Sunday you do
Weekly Dabble Review, 5 o'clock Eastern. Yes, sir.
What do you got coming up this week, Shock?
I mean, it's the same shit every week, right? I just do a wrap-up of the Dabbleverse. Anything that happened in the Dabbleverse, just a recap.
So I think we're going to hear about Little Moody. We're going to hear about Ethan
Moody.
Ralph.
Is that, did Moody and Little Lemmy have a kid? Little Moody?
Lil Moody. And what do you call it? You seemed to have a decent opinion of Moody when we were on Husey today.
I mean, whatever. I've never really had a problem with him. I do see that he's an autistic little cunt. I do get that. I see why people don't like him. I see whatever, man. There's good and bad in everyone. I'm just saying, from my experience, I've had no issues with him. I do see that he's been Melton's attack dog in some situations. I understand the copyright strike is not what we want. We don't want people going around striking people's channels. I do see what Brian did is totally flagrant, though. Just absolutely uploading someone else's content, the full video, no transformative content about it. Just totally stole it, I guess you could say. Yeah, I see why in that situation you would actually strike someone. Whatever. I know it had more to do with hurt feelings, though. Just Brian Landon fucking you got to give Brian Landon a pass. He was calling drunk from Costa Rica. He's asking way too intimate questions about Melton's business. Melton should not have to answer questions like that. Like, oh, how much you paying this guy? Like, What's who? Why is it Brian Landon's business? Why does he need answers about whose dealings, comings, and goings? You know, he doesn't deserve answers. He's not in on it. Like, I guess if WATP wanted to talk about it, he could, but why? It's none of his business. So that those phone calls are the reason I think Moody struck him. If it weren't for the phone calls, I don't think Moody strikes Brian Landon. That's how I see it. And
But
whatever.
why did that phone call get Melton so upset? I mean, it was a drunk. To me, it was like a drunk phone call from a guy. It wasn't
Exactly.
any
Yeah.
anything out of the ordinary for somebody like Melton, right?
Yeah, but Melton doesn't like being questioned. He thinks he's above it. And I kind of see like Carl, Melton, those guys all kind of have that air about them, right? Like I'm above it. You don't question me. I'm the one with the authority here. You aren't questioning the authority. That's I don't know that they all seem to have that air about them. The Kevins, the Meltons, the Carls, the Shuleys. I know. We're all below them, right? We're all just bottom feeders. That's how they see it. And I won't even. I mean, we can get into the gatekeeping crap, and I mean, we've talked about that before. And I mean, some of it's tongue in cheek, right? But some of it's not. Some of it's real, a little bit.
Yeah, and we're gonna get into the Ethan and the Sector Boys and probably some Mersh, and so we'll talk about gatekeeping then. Um, and I it's funny. Sorry, Chris. I put your here it is. Chris Mack. Maybe don't spend your vacation drunk watching YouTube in a hotel room and trying to insert yourself. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Uh, I act out the chats. Um, yeah. Well, as a guy who streams on vacation, I don't. I don't have a problem with doing that, but I couldn't imagine calling in. And I also do watch guys who do drunk streams, and uh, like I guess Xanax is the preferred drug of the internet. But and guys who do that, I'm like going put it's like your car keys, man. Like put the keys to your computer someplace where you can't find them. You know, because those things never end well.
Well, I think that's their courage. Like they don't, you know what I mean? I think sometimes people don't have the courage to go live, so they need a little friendly helper, and that's what gives them that extra little boost. I mean, like people like Carmix have flat out said that's what the drinking was about. He seems to have given up everything to do streams, but I don't even know that that's entirely true. He probably still has to take an edible or be on something, a, a, a minimal amount of something just to go live, which is insane to me. Or you, like we both kind of understand being sober and doing live streams, right?
Yeah, look, it took a lot for me to be get over the fear of being on camera and doing all this, right? Like, but you do it, you got to force yourself to do it. It's like anything else, you know. And and I remember doing open mics, and it was like one of the things where it was like, oh, I'll have a couple of beers and that'll calm me down, and it did. And then it became, you know, 4 or 5 or 6 beers. I wasn't an alcoholic at the time, but it was like then you just get on stage and you're just a drunk, you know, who thinks they're funny and who thinks they're poignant and saying intelligent things.
Yeah, I mean, anybody who's ever been drunk and thought they were the center of attention, and I mean, you think back on those days, and you might even in your own mind believe that you were entertaining and fun, but then you go watch drunk people in action as a sober person, and you go, oh, yeah, yeah, I was an absolute idiot, and probably everyone was looking at me like, wow, this guy's a loose cannon. I'm sure that's how it was, and it
Yeah, a
just
real
doesn't
eye
seem
opener
like
for
it.
me. Yeah, I was dating a chick, a fellow comic, and I went up, I did my thing, and I was like, "How was it?" And she was like, "Oh, great for about the first 3 minutes. Then you were just a drunk on stage," and had a videotape of it, got to watch it, and never again will that. will I do that. And then two, I used to get really fucking hammered, and I would like call people, get on the phone. Did you ever read Kurt Vonnegut?
Yeah.
Kurt Vonnegut,
Sci-
smelling of
Sci-fi.
mustard gas.
Right.
Sort of. He would smelling of mustard gas and roses. He used to call it, and he would get really hammered and call people, and have like long phone conversations. And my lovely bride once, I left her a voicemail that filled her voice box, mailbox, whatever, and and she played it for me, and I don't think I was ever as embarrassed as I was listening back to that. So I'm like, I'm not going to do that again, and because I do get all soft and sweetie. Chris Mack says, Schmuel, you spend your vacation doing stuff and wind down at night with an hour or so with a cigar. You don't get sloppy and start calling in and whining about how you're a victim. That's just crazy. So,
Yeah, I mean, those what there were like 3 or 4 phone calls that night. He just kept calling back and wouldn't stop. And yeah, I don't know. Brian seemed to have like no regret about it. I would, looking back on that, I don't know if you ever listened back to that shit, but even the points he was trying to make, he didn't really get across very well. So it was a mess, man. The entire situation. But I have a feeling, yeah, that's what the Moody strikes are about, more or less, just hurt feelings. And I thought Landon was the kind of guy that I thought he used to go to the Hackamanias. I thought he was a Melton fan. I know he's a Melton fan. Maybe not now that there are hurt feelings, but I thought he was planning on going to Hackamania and was a fan of Melton. So this might be a dissolution of that agreement.
yeah,
Being along.
I have no idea. I don't think. You know what? Actually, whoever put it in the chat, Serenity now. Hold on.
Extreme close up. Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. There's no fan on, and that's what like it sounds like in my headset. I can hear something, and it's a little bit weird. So Serenity,
The other
JMO,
voices.
JMO is in the chat. Yeah, that's all I need to do is start hearing voices. And,
Would you do you think you can kick JMO out of the chat? Do you mind blocking him?
Should I, boss?
Yeah, let's block him.
How
Let's
about
block
I'll tell
that
you
piece
what.
of shit.
I got lectured about blocking people. So what do you say we time him out for 5 minutes?
I'm joking.
I know, and I'm kidding as well. So yeah, I timed out Dan and I had timed out Stevie Lou, and both claimed that they were blocked, and I was like, I'm not against blocking people, but I was like, no, I didn't block them. I just timed them out. So that's the deal. But I wouldn't. Stevie Lou blocked himself more than I did. So he was a Schmuel supporter, and then we said that thing about KB. I think actually it was with you the night that we asked, like, we're just that it was weird that KB goes after other people, but he didn't go to his own brother's funeral, and that's when Stevie Lou lost his shit.
Well, Stevie Lou is KB's attack dog. I mean, that's what he gets paid the big bucks for, right? All 14 grand
14 grand over 3 years.
or more, at least.
God,
3
I
years.
wish I would have known about the 14 grand when he said it was 50. Like, that would have been great. But Kevin, I had to laugh with Kevin, like, you're only off by $36,000.
I couldn't believe you brought it up, and it cracked me up because it was like Stevie. That was Stevie Lou's big brag, but even Kevin was not having it, man. The joke's on Stevie Lou on that one.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of Stevie Lou, did this motherfucker compare himself to Kurt Vonnegut 3 minutes ago?
Maybe the drinking part. That's about it. That's the only comparison I heard was an anecdote about his drinking. I think that's the only thing you brought up.
Yeah, I just talked about Vonnegut
See,
smelling
here,
of
this is the
mustard
problem.
gas and roses into it,
Exactly.
but this is Stevie and this is something we should, part of what came up today. Stevie attaches himself to to very tiny things, then magnifies them, and then changes them from their original, right? And so it was like tonight it was Moody and Melton are supporters of AI and CP, which is not what was said. It wasn't what was discussed, but Stevie doesn't care, and that surprises me because
It's surprising. Why should it surprise you? I mean, it's the reply guy thing because that's exactly what it is. That's what it's all about. I mean, there's a bunch of reply guys. Stevie Lou's probably one of the. I mean, he is. If you want to say someone's actually good at being a reply guy, I guess it's him because he gets himself involved in every little situation. And like you said, all he has to do is add some commentary to it at all, and then when he magnifies it, makes a big deal out of it, and that's he's made a mini career out of doing that and doing it for Kevin mostly. I mean, that is his number one job, to go around making a ruckus and being a pain in the ass, and he's good at it. He keeps it up, man.
yeah, I don't
No
really
shit.
care about. You can make commentary on everything. Like you could think what Melton said was ridiculous and stupid and blah blah blah. But
Well, that one in particular I was pissed about it when I heard it. And like I said, Lemmy talked me down off a cliff like the fuck you Melton forever thing. I was, the day I heard that, I was pissed. And then I started hitting Melton with chats right when he was talking about it. And I was like, what the fuck did you just say? Like I got all offended. And later I was talking to Lemmy about it, and
well, I mean, I heard
he was spitballing, and I shouldn't have taken it like so seriously, I guess. Looking back on it, it's not as, I've watched it a few times, that AI thing he was talking about.
right.
It sounds fucking bad. It is bad. Do I put Melton in the pedo zone? No, I can't do that, man.
Yeah,
Not for what he said.
I listened to it and I was like, this guy is like coming up with an idea and he's discussing it on air, and it wasn't that bright. And you could just see as he was going, he was becoming less and less committed to it.
Yeah. He was backing off it. Whatever. He wanted to argue with people in the chat and like to try to defend himself, but I think he realized at some point he was like, oh yeah, okay, maybe I am in the wrong here. Let's not go too much further. The other thing is like the chat. I think these guys realize that if they can get in your head from the chat, then they're like talking to. If you as a creator or a host or a co-host, whatever, if you start talking to the chat, you've lost. All of these people are in the chat just trying to get you to talk to them. And the second you start talking to them or making the show about the chat, I do believe, and not in a like a positive way, but if you're just constantly talking to Stevie Lou, he's won, and that's what he wants too. Like that's part of the reply guy thing. Just be so annoying in the chat that the next thing you know, the show is about them, when the show should be about whatever the hell we were going to talk about before they showed up. That's a method as well. It's smart.
I wouldn't have
names on your tongue.
Yeah. I wouldn't have brought it up except that did come up on Hughesy's thing, and it's one of my pet peeves, is this taking something that someone said and making it completely different from what it was, and then sticking with it, right? And just repeating it over and over again, and eventually that becomes the truth. And, Stevie, from my standpoint, how I actually kind of got to know him was somebody was fucking around with him. They were sending Ashley dick pics and shit like that, and she was told it was Stevie that was doing it. And I said, look, Stevie's done some shitty things, but he's never done anything like that. I defended him. He had issues with, he told me, his parents' house being doxxed, things like that. So I assumed, incorrectly, obviously, that he was not a guy that was into doing that kind of shit. So I don't think he doxes people, but I think he does make stuff up. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then that gets and that's the thing with the Moody thing. How did do you know how that started? Like, what was the original? Because I thought all
What
Moody did
part?
was
The mer-
say in the with
the
Mersh and
Mersh?
Ice. I thought all Moody did was say that Ice had a black eye, which had
Yeah,
been
yeah.
going around, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he repeated something he saw in a Melton chat on a NLO show. Yeah.
And
And
then
then
that
Mersh, somebody screenshotted all this shit that Moody was talking in an NLO chat and sent it to Mersh, and Mersh put it up on screen and read all of them, and yeah, there you go. Oh, Moody's he's whatever, just talking shit in the chat. Whatever, you can screenshot. I have noticed people do that a lot more nowadays. Have you noticed that? Screenshotting chats and
I
putting them
haven't
up.
noticed the screenshotting chats, but I have noticed the Mersh gets pissed off at me because Sam Bibley will send him a DM that I was saying something. MGD will do that, and and not so much from the chats, but I'm not in the chats, and I think they want to get me with Mersh. Speaking of $3 from the lovely Ozarizer, what's your fucking problem, you bald asshole? Which one? Show me or you? I don't know. I've never seen you with your hat
I
off.
am bald. I am bald right now. I just shaved my head today, so there you go.
I have some hair.
Oh, he's got
But,
more hair than I do, so it must be me. Damn it, Ava! You turned on me. Stab me in the back, Ava.
Thank you.
Stab me in the back.
Stab me in the back. She turned on me. Has anyone ever not turned on John though? Yeah. So this it's a thing, right? Like so they're going to screenshot the chat. It's this trying to start trouble or trying to start they're trying to get something going, right?
Or distract. Yeah. Distract from whatever you're doing. Either one.
Distract is that's what the troll apparently the troll logic is. That's like their big thing, is to track and derail
Yeah.
and make it about them. I actually have a good relationship with my chat. Like we do I do these like chat streams where we'll just sit and kind of talk to the chat, and they're fun, and we don't get too many assholes. But
I'm here tonight, so welcome to the Thunderdome.
yeah, it's all right. I can handle it. And half the fucking planet hates me anyway, so we're good with that. JMO Inc. Terror attack on Quad at Hackamania is the rumor.
Who? Corey Feldman and who else?
I don't know, but how are you and Ethan getting along?
Ethan Roth?
Yeah.
Don't have any problems with him.
Yeah, Ethan is definitely not a fan of mine. All right. Overall, like, what is your when we're talking about Moody, I think what you're saying is like, it was legitimate. His striking was legitimate because he did ask Brian to take the video down. Brian didn't take it down. He so basically gave him fair warning, and then he went after him.
From what I understand, that's how it worked. I'm not in the intimate DMs of either one of the, that situation in particular, so I don't know, but that's what was said. And after, I think Brian took the video down but left it up on Rumble, and
Yes.
then on Twitter said, all right, well, Moody said that he would remove the strike if I took the video down, and he was like, it's been 17 hours, and Moody didn't do what he said, so.
I thought he said, I took it down from Rumble because Moody said he was going to strike that too. And I didn't even know
Can
they
you
could
really
strike on Rumble.
You can't strike on Rumble. They can do shit on Rumble. Just is what it is.
Helix Driver won for $5. I try to ask valid questions. The Stuttering John stuff is sad to me. It's sad to all of us, and we're moving in that direction. Helix Driver, thank you for the $5. And yeah, that's look with the chat. What I find is it's like it's a mix. You know, you just got some people you just got to ignore, and go with the good questions, right? But that's who we're here for. If it weren't for them, there'd be no streams, there'd be no shows. So yeah, my view of it is I agree with everything you say, and then I add to that, it was the dumbest fucking move on the planet, right? You're so associated with a guy who stream snipes, whose entire show is based on clips of other shows and using other shows, and then you strike somebody. It's like, did you not think before you did that?
Yeah, okay, but being associated with a show like that, and yeah, I guess he is pretty closely tied to that show. He sends him clips. He finds him guys to watch. So, being part of the super tip system so deeply, yeah, I mean all of the above, right? He is kind of a face of NLO, so I do get where that's an issue. They are tied together, even though that is his own channel and he can do whatever the hell he wants. You know, both things can be true, right? He does have his own. That is his own channel. That's his own content. It's not like the strike came from NLO. But
Right,
yeah,
and I get
but
that.
he is
But
tied to that show.
when
Right.
Pat Dixon made a comment about super tips, right? Melton lost his shit because he felt it reflected badly on him. So if you think Pat Dixon is going to reflect bad, you got to figure that Moody is. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
And I think what a lot of people wonder is like, did Moody tell Melton he was going to do this before he did it?
Yeah, I don't think he gets advisement from him on shit like that. I think he does whatever he wants to.
Yeah, I think Moody just did what Moody did. I think if he checked with Melton, Melton probably would have told him to think about it before he did it. But
Yeah, I can't imagine Melton striking anybody for anything ever. Yeah, I don't picture that happening.
yeah, I do picture though the backlash is that Melton's gonna have. There will be issues with people striking stuff now.
Melton's channel. Do you think?
Yeah.
Have you heard that that's the case, or are you just assuming that will happen?
It's mostly just an assumption.
I who do you have in mind? You got to be thinking somebody or
Well,
a
thinking
few.
steel. I'm thinking steel toe, and I'm
You
thinking
think Steel
Carmix
Toe would do that, huh?
and
Carmix?
Carmix.
Huh, that's interesting. Yeah, I don't know necessarily. Melton's gonna pay the price for what Moody did. That's an interesting thought. I hadn't really considered that, but I guess it's possible. Why Carmix though?
Carmix hates Melton. I mean, it's just
Of course.
Carmix is really if he's to be believed, he really thinks that like Melton and Tukey and these guys are plotting against him, and that the reason why he gets half the viewers today than he used to get is because they've sought out to destroy him.
And he's got Felicia Gillespie in his ear, and we know she loves doing the copyright strikes too. So, yeah, I see that.
Levyverse, home from the gig. Thank you for the $5, Bob. Hey, kids.
Two pump Bobby.
Bobby.
Two pumps. I heard that yesterday. That's good
Yeah.
shit.
I kind of wanted to. You don't have to talk about anybody you don't want to, and I don't want to get you into anything you don't want to get into. But I think the Moody striking stuff was a bad move. I just don't think it was a good idea, And I think that
I agree.
he has to. Moody's a smart guy. He has to know how inextricably linked he is to Melton. Right. I mean,
Okay, well, here let's throw a scenario out for you. Let's say somebody started downloading every single one of your episodes, and started one by one uploading them on their own channel. Your personal shows like we're doing right now. This one ends, they download it and upload it on another channel. How many of those would you put up with before you struck them?
Probably one or two.
Yeah.
You know?
So, even though you're saying like, yeah, it's a bad look and shit, but also we all probably have a limit to how much of that we would put up with before we struck someone. I don't know. Like, I don't know what I would do if someone just started downloading my episodes and putting them up elsewhere. Eventually I would strike. Yeah. Like, I don't know how many I would put up with, but it wouldn't be that many. That's
But
a fact.
it was one episode.
Yeah. Well,
I didn't
his
even know
limit
Moody
was
had a
one,
channel, to
right?
be honest with you.
Yeah. I've known about it for a long time, and he's got some older videos that are even, just as cringe as that. So, but yeah, man, we all have a limit. Moody's limit was one with Landon. I know that.
Yeah. I just, again, I think he had the right to do it. I just, it's like having a next door neighbor, that constantly fucking barbecues and there's always smoke coming in your yard and you could do something about it, but you realize, well, if I tell him to stop doing that, whatever comes next could be much worse. So Moody's a very smart guy, but I don't think he thought this one through.
Yeah.
We'll go with that.
He might have waited to see if, Landon kept messing with him. Then I think more people would have had his back. I believe that's probably the case. And just having the community on your side is a big deal in the Dabbleverse, I guess. But also being a total prick and doing your own thing works fine for some people too. So either one, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, it does and it doesn't, right? It doesn't matter if it's you and it's you alone, but if you're dragging other people down with you, then it does matter, right? So if you had one of your regular co-hosts, 4D Father, say sorry to, I guess that's Quadfather, say sorry to Luke, let's heal.
Oh, Luke, he's a real mother, mother.
And it doesn't matter to Luke.
Yeah.
Luke.
Yeah,
Luke
I know. It's too late for me too. Yeah, that ship sailed, and I ignore that guy. He can sit and chat and grit his little teeth by himself for the rest of his life, for all I care. I don't pay attention to him. I see him in chat all the time. I ignore it. It doesn't mean nothing to me. See you at Hackamania. I hope you show up. I don't give a shit. It wouldn't mean one thing.
I gotta look. I've already said my piece on that subject, and I'm done with it. But JMO brings up a good question. What is this thing of we all need to heal stuff? It's blowing me away, right? So Ava is blocked. Ava and I have had like kind of a beef for months and months. And Husey is like, you got to settle this. You got to, should have her on a stream, and you guys should.
You don't. You don't.
And I'm
you
like,
don't have to do that.
And I keep asking, like, why? What's the point? And or having a beef with Dan. It's exact same thing. And I don't have any. It doesn't seem to me to be any reason to settle it. But there seems to be a lot of, all right, let's get into this brutal beef, and then we'll just all settle it, and we'll get along. It just seems to be a repetitive process.
No, I think it's for the viewer. They all want to watch the attempt of healing, and sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. They want to see it not work out, and they want it to be on screen, and they want to watch it. And I love it. Let's do it. I like that shit too, man. I'm into it. Let's not heal. I want to not heal, not forgive, not move on. Let's keep these beefs going. Let's keep them going forever and make them worse and more brutal. Let's do it. I'm ready to let's fuck some shit up, right, Luke? Yeah. Let's go.
You need to Forgive and let it go, Buckman. From Garrett as a hack.
Let's not do that.
You know what? It's like the time will come. That's my thing, is like the time will come when this stuff will settle, but I'm not forcing it. I'm not going to push it forward. I just don't care.
I don't care about anyone on the internet for any reason, like Stevie Lou and Luga the Vine. Like, you think I lose sleep at night thinking about those retards? Not a second, buddy. Not 1 second.
Yeah,
it's funny though. I mean, I like laughing at them, trying to get my attention. It's funny. They're desperate. It's pathetic. Let's keep it going, boys. What kind of words can you say in a chat to really get me today? Oh no!
I find it funny that there are people that I don't even think about, and then I'll like go on Twitter or someplace else, and you'll find out that they're like, everything you say, they're telling somebody else what you did, what you said. There we go.
Yeah, like that Luga the Vine guy. He's obsessed with me. I like it. I like that he spends all his waking hours thinking about me. It's funny to me. I'm glad. I'm glad I got him there. It's hilarious to me. I love it.
Nice podcast, stupid lie for $2. Buck, don't flatter yourself. Not looking to squash. Well, then you need to speak to Mr. Hughes, because that's where it's coming from.
That's that game you old guys play, right?
Squash? Oh yeah.
Yeah. He wants to play squash with you.
Yeah. Yep. I'm going to put Quad's daughter as a cup holder for $2. Thank you for sending it, but chat's not going up, unfortunately, so save your money. Not going to do that here, and not because it's Quad. It's just not something that we put up. I have standards. Standards. I may even run for president. It is kind of funny. Sometimes though, it does get a little pathetic. You know, when there's people that follow you around everywhere, you're like,
yeah, I do know that.
Oh God,
yeah.
Give it up.
It's fun. Who cares? Let them spiral. I like it. It makes me happy that they do that. I love that.
Hey,
shit.
look, I think Luke probably from what I understand, there's a legitimate beef. It's fine. You guys can fight it out, but you don't have to track this guy down because it's it's everything. Well,
okay, I will say this to Luga the Vine. I mean, I will be at Hackamania. I will be exposed. I mean, obviously, if you came to my house, that's a problem for you. But I'll be out in the open. Come to Hackamania, big dog. Put your money where your mouth is. You can do whatever you want to me there. I'll be exposed to any of you guys. Joey C, whoever hates me, bring it. I could care less. I don't care.
All right. For whatever this guy, the Quadfather father guy with his little PDF stuff, I will send me your Venmo, Buckman at buckmanpod.com, and I will Venmo you your $2. There you go. All right.
Put it up, man. Go ahead, put it up. It doesn't bother me.
I don't.
$2 for it.
Yeah, it's not about you. It's about me. I don't like to do the. I don't want PDF shit up on the thing. I just don't want to go there. And I think part of ever since ESO, and it's been an argument that you and I have had. But ever since ESO, it's like everybody's a fucking PDF and whatnot. Yeah. And I think that takes away from it. It makes it less powerful than what it used to be. And so the real guys there. Let's just see. I have to, let's just put you, there we go. Don't threaten me. Also, all right. So, I wonder if Melton ordered the ramps yet. I've been to this place, and if I remember correctly, it's mostly ramps. Like, there's stairs to go in, but there's a ramp to go up, and then you ramp down to the seats.
Yeah, something tells me that Las Vegas probably thought about wheelchairs. I don't know, man. Just a hunch I have, considering pretty much any place that was built before the 50s is revamped. I think they think about that stuff nowadays. So yeah, when Melton said that, it was hilarious. But I just went to peek around about accessibility, and I found this wheelchair Jimmy guy, and I was like,
Oh
oh
yeah.
damn, this guy could be a guy. He's kind of funny, man. So I sent him that link, and he was like, oh, that means he thought about it. I was like, yeah, not really, but yeah, I mean, the wheelchair Jimmy guy is pretty comical, dude.
How do you feel about all these fat people using your disability privileges? Is that like a stolen valor
Oh,
kind of thing?
it's not even stolen valor. It's they're just too fat and lazy. Like they'll take up the parking spots at Walmart, so I can't have it. That does bother me when I see a big, huge, fat slob with a handicap parking thing, and then I see them walking, and they're not even like having a hard time walk. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they walk just fine. They just don't want to walk because they're a fat, lazy piece of shit. That's when I have a problem with it. Yeah, that's a fact. I see people all the time get out of their cars with their handicap placard, and you can tell they have no issues whatsoever. It's very annoying.
Yeah, or it's their dads.
Yeah,
You know,
they're just yeah.
it's
That's stolen valor. There you go. That's
so
stolen handicap valor.
in New York City, by the way, to get a handicap placard, you actually have to go to Bellevue Hospital and meet a doctor. Like your doctor, you can get one of the ones that'll let you park like at Walmart, but like to park on the streets and stuff, the legit handicap placard, you got to go and be examined. And they are very tight about it because New York get a handicap permit in New York, that's fucking gold. Because you can park anywhere. You can park on any street. You can park anywhere where there's like you basically. I think you're not allowed to park in a bus stop or in front of a fire hydrant. And every place else you can park, and you don't have to pay the meter. Um, so, but they take it serious. They take it seriously there. And in New Jersey, it's hilarious because we have the ShopRite, which I was just at earlier, has like must have 12 or 13 handicap spaces, which are nobody ever. They're always empty. So, but I digress, as they say.
I always like the Dennis Leary song. I park in when I go to the store. I park in handicapped spaces, and handicapped people make handicapped faces. Because I'm an asshole. I love that old song.
Hey, back. We're talking about different people and whatnot. What's your view of Carmix? Because like you and I both started off. When he started off, he really went after you and I. I mean, we're famous scat porn photographer and actors, things. Have you been following that at all? Like, what's your view of what's going on over there today?
Oh, I didn't watch today at all. I mean, just basically recently that I'm aware that he's just traveling around with Felicia while she's doing gigs. But are they a couple? They're both in queen size beds, separate beds. They've been going to the ocean together. I don't know. Main thing I've noticed is it seems like the money's down a little bit and the views are down a little bit. He was a hot commodity for a long time there. You're saying that are you saying that Carmix blames Melton and company for his numbers going down? It
Yes.
seemed like you were intimating that.
I wasn't intimating it. I was saying it.
Just flat. Do you blame
Flat-
Melton for
Flat.
the numbers?
Oh no,
and
no,
money?
no! It's all him.
It's in his head. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Okay.
nobody gives a fuck, right? And the better
your
Carmix does,
thing.
the better Melton does.
Yeah, that dude's got a huge problem. It's all in his head, between his ears. That is the problem. Like I said, man, you say one negative thing about you don't even have to say anything negative about the guy. If someone in his chat just says like, "Oh, Quadfather was talking shit about you today," he'll go on a screaming fit for 3 hours at 3 shows in a row. It is wild what he falls for. There's an example of that the Steve Grillo guy. That was the most recent one. Steve Grillo was nice as hell to Carmix, went on his show, hung out with him, did the thing. And then the next day, like Tim Bollinger or somebody got in his chat and was like, "Oh, you should see what Steve Grillo's over there talking shit about you." And yeah, Carmix went on a yelling rampage for 2 to 3 hours about Steve Grillo. Good stuff. Good stuff, Carmix.
Did he know anything about Grillo?
I didn't even watch the show that he did go on there with him, but it seemed like I just saw minimal amounts of it and seemed like they were getting along. That's about the most I know. Yeah, I mean, he kisses everybody's ass when he does his show with them, right? Carmix, he seems to kiss ass.
Oh, he
Like,
not only
so
kisses ass. He's a real tough guy when he's alone in his studio, and then when he's on the air with you, he's
Yeah, once you
very
get face
much
to
like a
face.
pussy.
Yeah, for sure.
It wasn't really that bad, and and my one appearance on MLC, which I got thrown off of, Carmix was there. Carmix wanted to go after me, and fucking Kevin had to back room him because he wasn't doing shit. Kevin just kept putting him in the back room, and Carmix raged about that for days, and he was pissed off at Kevin. I wanted to say this, but he wasn't saying anything.
Yeah, he's got nothing when he's face to face. I've seen him argue maybe twice where he even like somewhat tried, but yeah, for the most part, he's a pussycat. He's a puss. Yeah, facts. Yeah,
So
but he is wildly aggressive all by himself, like you said. When he's doing a show by himself, he's got a lot to say. He's just one of those guys. He grew up. His mommy let him do whatever he wanted to, and he would hang out in his room in Fantasyland, and I'm sure he had a temper, and that's how he got his way. He seems like that kid, you know what I mean? His mommy let him have whatever, but he had to throw a temper tantrum to get it, and that was his relationship with his mommy, and it's carried over the rest of his life. He seems to be a handful.
he's
I'm
a
sure he
40-year-old.
always
He's a 42-year-old child.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
a lot of people from a lot of small towns in this world did not grow up like him. It's not an excuse for him. Look, my view of it is he was loaded with material, right? Whether it's his or it's somebody else's, I don't know, but he was loaded with material. He came in and he kept promising more, and he was going to do more, and he was going to do more. And he had that big stuff in the beginning, the ghost party, the mint shampoo, and other stuff. And then it's been nothing since then except yelling at the chat, which I think is performative. He's doing a stuttering John. He's like, you insult me for money, and then I'll react. And I'm sure that he's probably got Felicia on the other side going, no, you're good enough. You're smart enough. No, you're talented. And he's got this cognitive dissonance going on in his head, just fighting.
I'll give him credit for coming up with the characters. I mean, it's something. I don't know. He's got a couple new characters. He's trying like to come up with new stuff. If you're into Carmix, you got to be into Carmix to like Carmix. I guess that's true with any of us, but man, he's a strange cat in my mind. I don't know. The AI music, I've hated it since day one. People like Tukey saved his ass, if you ask me. People like Tukey, like giving him shouting out "Ghost Party." All of that stuff is trash. It's not catchy. It's not good. It didn't last long. Nobody's still listening to Ghost Party and going, "Wow, that's a catchy tune." You know what I mean? I never saw it in the first place. I didn't understand why anybody watched that show. I don't get it, but teach their own. I mean, you could just see he was an angry drunk to start with. Like,
I haven't seen
changed.
anybody I haven't seen anybody else who's come into the Dabbleverse and get so much support from so many people.
Exactly.
And not take advantage of it.
Exactly. Yeah, like I think everybody would have let them at least had him on the shows, introduced him to the world, but he went the other direction. The second you DM him, he'll blow you off or he'll blow up at you for something you probably didn't even do. So, and that's kind of how it went with me. Like I reached out to him. I was like, "Hey, come on the show sometime." And then I said some smart ass comment on my own show, and he took that for like, "Oh, now we're at war." Oh, whatever. All right then, we can have it that way.
I got
Been
blocked
making fun of
really
him ever
early.
since.
Yeah, I got blocked really early in the Carmix career because I was on the infamous Pat Nixon stream that Carmix paid $100 for, where the famous let me do it here. I think I've got it.
Shut up, Schmuel.
Came from. And yeah, look, I don't know. I don't particularly like the guy, and I don't know what it is. And most people in this universe, I just kind of don't give a shit about one way or the other. Like I don't have a personal feeling, but I'm just like, there's something about him. I'm just like, I just don't like him. You know.
I don't like whiny people. I don't like crybabies. The people that complain about their personal problems or personal issues. Or he would even talk about having like back pain and stuff. It's like, shut up, dude. He's just a mama's boy. I mean, that's just a fact. I think everybody sees it. Everybody knows it. It's he's never been anywhere. He's never done anything, and he's a mama's boy. It's he's a piece of shit in my mind.
Reverend Rage,
I don't
Schmuel,
like him.
say what you want about him, but he sure is a way of getting under people's skin. ID too, but just do it more intelligently. Okay.
Who? Carmix?
Yeah, he's saying Carmix.
Carmix doesn't get it under anybody's skin, I don't think.
No, it's the reverse. Everybody gets under Carmix skin. I mean, people. Dan sends his $2 super chats to get yelled at. That's what he's. He wants that reaction. That's what everybody else is doing.
Yeah, he's everybody's bitch. That's how I see it.
As Shuli would say, dance monkey dance is what's going on there. So, but it's the whole thing, man. I'm just like, I was kind of watching him the other day, and I'm just like, what happened to this guy? He just seemed like he was a shell of his former self. Maybe Felicia gelded him. I don't really know, but
gelding, yes, that makes sense.
Yeah, he's that guy. All right. So I think we went on Moody enough. What you seem to get a little bent out of shape, or not even that, but your hackles up a little bit when Carl came up in the conversation today.
Yeah, whatever. I just got a particular bent for him that I don't really think anybody pays much attention to his faults. Or maybe everybody just sees what I see, and maybe they just don't get bent out of shape about him. Whatever. I really don't like this better than thou air I get from him. You know what I mean? He really does. He's like one of those people. I have heard. So one of the bigger moments that ever happened was at AC event. You were there.
I was there.
The Tommy Jordan incident. Like when I saw that, it really fucking pissed me off, man. I'll be honest. That may have been like the moment I got like really annoyed with Carl. Seeing him just like treat Tommy like, oh, what's your day job? Oh, you're an Uber driver? You should stick to that. That bugged the hell out of me. It's like, why would you tell anybody what to do as far, like in real life too? Not saying it on a stream, just like in a funny little comment. I have heard since then that was like a scripted moment. Is that true?
I do not believe that it was a scripted moment.
I don't think that was scripted, and it just showed like the true colors of Carl. Carl does actually believe he's better than everybody else. I don't know that Melton does. I mean, I'm about to find out. I'm about to go to Hackamania, meet Melton, kind of get a feel for him, and whatever. I might change my opinion for Carl too. He's going to be there, so I don't know. But I just get the feel from Carl that he thinks he really seems to have a chip on his shoulder. I don't like that kind of I don't like those kind of people. As much as I don't like a Karmic X for being a little mama's boy crybaby, I really don't like people that think they're better than everyone else. That bugs me just as much, equally. So, is what it is, man.
Yeah, I think what do they say? He, he thinks his own shit doesn't stink or something along those lines.
Kind of.
So, I've met him a few times. He's a decent guy. He seems fine to me. I will say, you judge a man by his friends, and he does have a lot of friends and people that he hangs out with that are loyal to him, unlike Stuttering John. So there's got to be something. You got to be something about that. I think my guess is that he's very serious about this stuff, and that he doesn't want these guys throw him off the path, and that's what happens. But like I know when I met him at DabbleCon 2, so when I was meeting all the people at DabbleCon 2, everybody was kind of talking to you, everything, and Carl would kind of give you more than nod, the oh, hi. But then again, he didn't know me, just some fucking loser coming up, talking to him. And I have no idea. Did the person before me just catch his ear and start telling him about, cancer, the cancer ward at Shriners and how he goes there, and like really depressing the guy. So I cut him some slack on that. I dislike the pores stuff. Melton does the pores, right? And makes jokes about the pores. I think his are pretty funny. I think Carl actually really believes it, though. Because he will say things like, oh, who would do that? The pores? And you're like, dude, those people are the people that are paying you to be here. So that's my, I don't know.
Well, I mean, I don't know how much of it is show too. Like that's the other thing. Like when I went on WATP, he seemed gracious. That double point. Because I showed up a little bit early and I BS'd with him for a minute before the show. He was gracious, and whatever, that show went the way it went. Or like this trucker Andy, I know that's part of his crew.
Yeah.
We just went to go play poker at some show and ended up, like you said, like being there for 2.5 hours for a fucking poker game, which is a little extreme. Yeah, I thought, whatever, half of it's playing poker, half of it's conversating. I didn't think me or you were awkward at all watching, being there playing poker with those guys. And Jody B was a very talkative guy. He always is. I didn't just force conversation or force myself into that conversation. But yeah, to hear Trucker Andy talk back today on Hughesy's show about that, it was kind of wild hearing him say that. Like, oh yeah, Schmuel and Quadfather had nothing to say the whole time. Like, it was like, huh? Like, why even bring that up? Really? I mean, you talk some shit, but I never said a word after the show. I never talked about the poker game or anything, and I didn't really give a shit about the poker game. It's a $20 tournament style. It's not that interesting to me anyway. If I'm going to go play Texas Hold'em, I'd rather go play a cash game and sit there and buy in for $500 and actually play a serious game. Honestly, yeah, a $20 game is hard to even hold my concentration to care about, and I ended up doing what I always do in these little tournaments for $20. I throw a hand and pretty much chase something, because I don't really care. That's the problem with tournaments. Sounds like you did the same thing. But
I was playing and I was doing okay, right? And then it got to be 2 hours, and and that's the first time I've met Jody online or whatever. And nice guy.
Super nice guy. He's one of my favorite dudes.
Don't get me wrong, but it was just Jody, and DJ Electra, right? But Jody particularly just going on, and I tried to get involved, and I tried to ask questions, and it was just it didn't matter. it didn't matter, you know? And what I was saying was I wasn't criticizing Jody. I was just saying for Andy, look, this is a $20 thing. You want people to watch it, right? You're bringing streamers on that supposedly we have audiences or we have people that would come with us. Engage us. Just ask us a few questions. It's a $20 poker game. We don't care about winning or losing.
Yeah, nobody does. $20. I mean, yeah.
You know, I mean, I got to it got to be so long. I just was like, I don't know who it was, but I was like, I might have had like a 5 and a 4 mismatched. And I was fucking betting, you know, throwing in everything. Cause it was like, I got to get out of here. This is just going on too long. And I couldn't help myself. I was looking at the live feed on Facebook, not Facebook, YouTube, and there were like 11, 12 people watching it.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. How serious did you expect us to take it? But Trucker Andy seems like a nice guy. He was nice before and after the show. I was surprised even he had shit to talk about me. Like I said absolutely nothing, and he's still throwing shade. So I could see those guys all. My point was that entire team seems to have like a little bit of an air of superiority. The entire crew, and maybe it's right, maybe it's wrong. You guys decide. I'm just saying that's what I noticed.
yeah, it was strange because I met Andy and AC, and great conversations. Great, it was great stuff. It was like, and I was looking forward to the poker game. I hadn't seen one that had been done before, but I thought there would be like a lot of back and forth and that stuff because it's like what you said, right? Oh, this is like a regular poker game or regular poker tournament, and I'm like, in my head, I'm
10 people.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, this is why I don't really play those. You know, like I get bored. But it's also if it would be real money and I would care. You know, and so this was like, oh, it was just $20 and there we go. Now I'm sure Hawaiian Pizza had a great night, and I think the idea of that kind of a show is, I think there's legs there. Like I think that would be fun to do. But it's got to be something's got to be mixed up. I don't know, but I was very surprised that Andy got that butt hurt.
Yeah, he definitely caught what you were saying. I do like that he brought it up on the very next poker game. That's great.
Yeah, and I do like that everybody went after me for things like my shirt because that's always that one kills me. That's when you really really want to stab me in the heart. Talk about a shirt I'm wearing. Because those are the things that I really care about, or that I'm old. All the things I really can't do anything about. But next time I will wear a better shirt. Maybe I'll ask for permission. But I don't think I'll be invited back, so it's not something I'm going to have to worry about. No, it's fine.
How do you like Luga the Vine begging for money in your chat now? That's hilarious. What a broke loser has to ask people to send him to Hackamania. He's not even a content creator. That's great. I love that. I think he saw Deadpool in the chat and he's like begging for money. That's fun. I love that.
I have to be honest and say I've been sort of missing. I missed it. I didn't really see what he was saying because it was going by pretty quickly.
He's broke. He was saying he's broke and doesn't have money. That's sad.
Yeah, Sam Bibley, it was hilarious how mad he got. Yeah, I with the Andy thing, it was hilarious. Like, it was a poker game. Like,
it's very petty.
I didn't attack you personally. It wasn't like Andy's a piece of. I like Andy. I like Andy a lot. I wanted to see the thing grow, and I figured that was the best way to say it. And of course, zero introspection. So
that's the other thing too. Like he has that twin brother, and twin brothers. They're on the same page. They have the same conversation. They're all they're in tune with each other. And the second that his twin brother popped in there, it was like they were having a one-on-one conversation between each other in their heads. And like everybody else is left out. But I understand that's how twins work, Twins can typically like finish each other's sentences and all that. It really became that the second that his brother showed up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and look, and that the Andy kicking back. Thank God Stevie Lou was there to help fuel the fire, which I thought was pretty funny, because that's what Stevie does. But I'm looking forward to seeing Andy in Las Vegas, and talking to him there. But yeah, it's so. But this is the thing that I find so funny is like the shit that pisses people off to me seems so innocuous, and like people say real shit and it doesn't bother them, and then they can say, "Yeah, I didn't feel like we were being involved," and it's like, "You dumb fuck."
How dare you?
And Will Heron had fun with whichever Andy I hung out with. You're a ball washer, Will. The hell are you doing? How dare you call Stuttering John and ask questions? I'm kidding.
I do like that. That's the problem with twins, right? You look and you can't figure out which one's which. Yep.
Yeah, I met them both at some event, and I was like, I swear I thought Andy changed his clothes. That was when and then I saw the two of them together. I was like, there we go. There we go.
That makes sense. All right.
They're buddies. All right. So we wanted to go through that. All right. So let's finish up with Mr. Ethan Ralph, creator, not member, creator of the sector. According to Mr. Ethan Ralph. And Mersh, going to these two guys. Ethan Ralph, do you have any care at all whether or not he's at Hackamania?
No, of course not. No, I mean I've had him on my show and stuff, so I've dealt with him a few times. Last time he came on, he was a little on something, so he was messed up. I kind of figured he might be.
I find that hard.
The night before, yeah, I know, right? The night before, he was actually on a live stream, and he did seem like he was tying one on. So when he showed up the next day a little effed up on my show, I wasn't too surprised, and it's all good, man. He's I've never had any issues with him. I've always been Team Ethan Ralph versus Mersh. So yeah. I know he's got his problems. He is who he is. I'm very aware of who and what he is. If I was him, I would not be dabbling in the Scarlet Hampton shit. She's a disaster, but he doesn't seem to be much less of a disaster. So whatever. Maybe they're good together. Maybe not. From the little clips I've been seeing lately, it doesn't seem like a good thing. But you get two people that have problems like that, you get them together, and it just expounds upon the problems. That seems to be where they are, and they're in Chicago together right now doing their thing. So have fun, guys. Make that movie. Enjoy. Do your Xannies, and don't do uppers and downers at the same time. That's what gets all the greats. The 27 Club or whatever.
So look. So the sector, from what I know, right, and it's only from hearing about it, those guys were into like internet blood sports, right? And they would really go after each other. Lots of doxing
and yeah, or whatever. Door knocking. You can think it up in your mind. It happened, I'm sure. But yeah, mainly doxing. You saw like Ethan Ralph called that Dr. Till, called his mommy. But we've seen that like Stuttering John calling Shuley's dad. Yeah, there's been plenty of that kind of stuff. So what's new, right?
Yeah. So, but the way I understand it is that Kiwi Farms was involved in that stuff, right? Am I wrong? Is it like it got pretty expansive and pretty nasty, right? Am I wrong, or
the first Ethan Ralph trip?
No, I'm talking about the sector and Ethan's participation, like the old days of the sector, right?
What do you mean expensive? Got expensive. What?
Expansive. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. I thought you said expensive. I was trying to figure out. Expansive. Yeah, I mean, I think the sector used to be way bigger than it is now. It's pretty much left to what, like Ricada, Ethan Ralph, Mersh, Pot Awful. It's a skeleton crew now, right? Kiwi Farms. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't.
it used to be a lot bigger, and it was all pretty much like right wing commentary guys, that kind of stuff. So it shrunk quite a bit. It seems like it's just pretty much Ethan Ralph now by himself. Like there isn't much to it. It's skeletons.
Yeah, I get my thing. I think Ethan Ralph is a shell of whatever he was before,
Yeah,
and
for sure.
and these sector guys that like when Mersh was saying, I could get 10 or 12 people to come to Hackamania who would learn about the show and everybody. I
Instead, he got
stick
zero.
with we don't want them, and that's where
Yeah.
this gatekeeping thing comes in, and not gatekeeping, but it's just like, oh my god, the last thing I wanted to show is a drunken Ethan Ralph and Scarlet.
It appears we're going to have that, and I'm okay with it because Scarlet will be there, and that might be fun just to follow her around and live stream her the entire time. I don't know, man. I watched her. I knew who she was before the Villaroma thing happened, and I could see that she was a wreck before that, and I was like, who is this person? And then I found out she was a former porn star, allegedly. But yeah, and then I seen she went into the right wing grift, was on Chrissy Mayer's show. Yeah, it was interesting. And then she definitely caught my eye during Villaroma, and I was right there. If I was ever arm in arm with Mersh about anything, it was Scarlet Watch because I was right there from the beginning. It was like, what the hell is going on with this one? And she's really got some serious problems. She may have quit porn, but she's got so many addiction problems. Yeah, man. I hope she marries Ethan Ralph and they have kids and live happily ever after. But for some reason, I highly doubt that's going to be the case. But I wish the best for those two kids.
So this is actually pretty funny. This is how like stories change. So Be Nice 666 Schmuel wanted to chauffeur Scarlet to Hackamania.
I remember that.
Yeah. So the original comment I made was when I heard she was going, I said, Jesus, I hope she has a chaperone. And then that went from I hope she has a chaperone to Schmuel is going to chaperone her. And now I want to be her chauffeur. So that's it just things take on a life of their own. And you're like, you reach a point where you're like, yeah, that's fine. Good
Well,
luck.
that's when it grows, right? That's when the Stevie Lou type situation happens when you go from, oh, he wanted to be your chaperone to, oh, Schmuel wants to sex traffic Scarlet. Like, I think I heard that phrase thrown out there, and it was like, what? What? I think that's the first time I heard about it. It was said like that. It was like, what's going on here? What did Schmuel say? And then we tracked it down, and it was like, oh, he didn't do anything. Never mind. Moving
That was
on.
like my comment about Charlize Theron, 27-year-old actress looking hot,
And?
eventually becoming a 9-year-old Natalie Portman. And it just gets repeated and repeated, and you're just like, some of the shit you just gotta. It's like I've learned, right? You don't argue, you don't fight any of this stuff, because
Yeah.
it has a lifespan of its own, and it turns out that stuff that's not true tends to wither on the vine.
Even,
And
it seems that even things that are true wither on the vine very quickly, especially in the Dabbleverse.
depending upon who vine it is,
Very true. Yeah, they pick and choose. That is true.
they do, and it also depends upon how dedicated some you can have, like, because it only takes one person. So if you have one person that's totally dedicated, they will keep something alive long after it should be dead. So let's just see what this is. Captain Deadpool. She obviously can, so you're good to go, buddy. Was dead. I didn't see Deadpool. Oh, there it is. Captain Deadpool. LOL. Speaking of chauffeured, I actually chauffeured Captain Deadpool. So there we go. That was my chauffeuring job. And I chauffeured Melton around Rochester.
Yeah, I'm sure somebody can fix Scarlet. I'm sure one of you guys can fix her. I know. Somebody can do it.
Yeah. But that was my thing with Mead in the beginning. Was like, he's complaining she's this, she's that. I'm like, dude, she was licking a fucking carpet when you met her, right? Like, what made you think that this was the person to take home and have a life with?
Yeah, like I said, when I was watching her at the Villa Roma, I couldn't believe what I was watching, and it was funny, but I could tell she was all fucked up on every upper downer drink she could be on. So that was very obvious. She was a wreck. If you've ever listened to her talk, I mean, maybe 10 years ago, she didn't sound like she was insane, but that's changed, and it is what it's sad to see her where she's at, but she's not in a good place. It's very obvious.
Yeah, I also see what Puddle O'Aid says. Quad, why you and G-Rob put 14-year-old pics on Discord? Thank you for your $2, I guess.
Prove
Puddle
it.
O'Aid.
Prove it. Show your work, Puddle of AIDS.
Is that going back to the original?
I
goes
don't
back
know what
to
that
the-
is. I
okay.
have no idea what they're talking about.
Gotcha. All right.
14-year-old's picture. No idea.
Interesting. I don't know. Discord seems. I don't know. It seems like pretty
Discord
much
is AIDS, and I do spend a fair amount of time on Discord. I'm not afraid to admit it. Everybody else is like, "Oh, Discord, oh no!" It's like, yeah, whatever, dude.
Is Discord as popular today as it was, say, a year ago?
I mean, it depends on what groups you're in. Like, Pod Awful's got a strong following that hangs out in Discords. Like Spurktopia is doing fine. There's a few Discords that are still popping. Maybe not even a year ago. More like 2 years ago. Like Melton had a poppin' Discord, but a lot of them seem dead now. It's true. A lot of them have fallen off, and there's just a few left that seem to have a following of people that are actually interested in it. I know, like, Chad recently tried to start up a Discord, and I don't even think he ever actually went in there and saw what was going on. It was pretty funny to watch him be so scared of the Discord that he wouldn't even, like, text in the Discord. Good stuff, Chad, you pussy.
Chad's always late to the game. No matter what game it is, he's always late to the game.
Yeah. Well, I think he saw, like, me and KB and a couple other people were in there, and he's like, "Oh, I'm not going in there if KB's in there." Like, ugh, pussy.
I only asked the question because I know when I came into this universe, it was like Discord. You'd hear about it all the time. And this is the first time it's come up in my recent memory that we're here. And I
have a Discord. Go look through the pictures on my Discord. Have at it. Look around. Take a peek. See what you find. Good luck.
Yeah,
It's
it's
a public Discord, so have at it.
Yes.
Go join it.
Schmuel, N-word Ray DeVito. Schmuel going to hand out 20s this year. I'll hand out as many 20s this year as I've done in previous years. So, good luck finding 20s. I'm tight. I'm not sharing my money. Yeah, that was Brian Landon. Another Brian Landon joint that I was handing out 20s. and I wish I could, but I can't. So there we go. All right. My thing with Ethan Ralph, right, is I guess it's good content, and I guess people are enjoying it. But it's almost like I'm watching two people spiral down far and fast,
Of
and
course.
that's what I find hard. I find myself not being able to watch it.
Yeah, I mean, to each their own. There's a lot of content out there like that where you're pretty much just watching someone slowly die. I mean, King Cobra comes to mind very recently, watching a guy drink himself to death on stream. I mean, if that's what you're into, that's what you're into. It's not my cup of tea to watch people doing that kind of stuff, but I mean, a lot of the people that are on streams and make asses out of themselves and are slowly killing themselves are the same people that lash out. Can be very entertaining to the. I mean, you could look at like Boss Man Jack. That guy's going to end in death, right?
Yeah,
But
I don't see any other alternative.
there's no other out. Like he's going to. I can't imagine he like goes to treatment program and fixes whatever he's got wrong with him. There's plenty of people like that. So I mean, it's not a new thing to the internet. People dying slowly on the internet and entertaining us on their way out. It's sad, but I mean, how many celebrities have done that over the years? Before there was even the internet, there was people doing that. So, famous people, celebrities.
Yeah, I mean, nobody gets out alive, but the reality is like, what do we really want? Like with these people, do we want to see a Boss Man Jack go to the big YouTube stream in the sky on air?
Some people do. I can guarantee there are a few that would watch it.
And with Carmick, right? I mean, I've always felt that my vision of Carmick is he's the guy standing on the ledge of the building, ready to go, and all the chatters are down there throwing $2 a pop, jump, 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 and I just wonder if he's smart enough that he's playing us, that he knows what he's doing, or if this is really serious, because that's the one guy I think could end in self-harm.
Well, he seems to be doing better when he's with Felicia. So I don't know. Maybe she is a positive. Yeah, he definitely, when he's at home by himself, he seems like he's going to kill himself. But when he's out there with Felicia, maybe she is actually keeping him on the straight and narrow, positive enforcement for the guy. So I don't know. It's possible he could save himself, or she, I don't know. I don't know. It did seem like he was going to kill himself for a long time there, but it was all by himself in Minnesota with the 7 tabs and the Crown Royal, right?
Look, but the only thought that comes to my mind, the main word that flashes in my head when I think Felicia, is euthanasia. Like, if that's the only way out, Carmick, take it. Will a cookie cry when you get cancer? Be honest. White Goodman, number 2. A little too late for that. Been there, done that already. But thank you. And yes, Cookie would cry. Cookie's a very sensitive person. So I don't know where the fuck that question came from or what its relevance is to what we're talking about. But there you go. I'm a mess, man. They wanted me to take my shirt off on Bob's show today. And I'm like, I got so many scars and shit from all the various medical procedures. It's a little, I'm like, I've been there. I've been down these roads. This is not new to me. And that's why I enjoy what I'm doing, and I enjoy my life, because I know it ends, and it's going to end sooner for me than it is for a lot of people. So it's like, have fun,
I'm in the
fellas.
same boat. Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I get it. I won't make it as long. I get it.
Yeah, just fucking have fun. All right. Anyway, back to that. I'm not a fan of Ethan. I get that he draws content. I'm happy for Mersh that it works well for him. But I just he could stay in his area, and I would be perfectly happy with that. But I think maybe there is no more of that area, and that's why it comes over here.
Yeah, that is part of the problem, or whatever. Yeah, Mersh made his way into the Dabbleverse, and I don't think any of those. I mean, Pod Awful, he's been on the edge of being part of the Dabbleverse. I know he says he hates it and blah blah blah. He wants to destroy it, but that keeps bringing him into it and talking about it, and that just gives more life to the Dabbleverse. Makes it a bigger thing than it already is because he's bringing outside influence into it. So, the thing you mean to destroy but make stronger, whoopsie daisy, right, Jesse? Same thing with the Ethan. Mersh says that, like, oh, I'm not part of any community. I don't do community. I show up, I use you for content, and then I go. And it's like, I mean, you would like to say that, but you make money when you hang out in the Dabbleverse. Mersh found out, and he's gonna dip in and out, use it for content, but he's tangentially tied to us now. I mean, he's part of it.
The one pun for $2. Thank you. Cheers. Shots when we all collide in Las Vegas. Sounds
That's
like
right.
a plan.
We're cruising down the one pun. We're cruising down there together, so should be a good time.
Oh, cool. White Goodman 3 for $2. Are you terminally ill? We're all terminally ill.
That's right.
We're all terminal, buddy. This Mersh thing, like you talk about the Mersh thing, but these guys that want to play a little bit in and a little bit out of the Dabbleverse, can they do it? Will the Dabbleverse get tired of them? Will it be tossed?
Nah, like there is no requirement for entry. I mean, you can come and go as you please and do what you want. Come talk shit about us, leave. We can talk shit about you, Mersh, all we want. Because guess what? We always have. We've been talking shit about Mersh for a long time. I mean, he was a lol cow a long time ago, so it's nothing new to be introduced to Mersh. Before he was coming in years ago, he was hanging out with like Gino Bisconte, and like that might have been some of his first entry into the Dabbleverse, I'm guessing. But before that, he allegedly invented Stuttering John as the lolcow. He'll tell you how he and Royce did that. So they're happy to tell you that they made him the lolcow he is.
Let me rephrase what I said though. When I'm talking about them coming in and coming out, they're here for the money. I mean, that's pretty obvious, right? They're not here for the love of the game, that's for sure. And that's really definitely what my question is. Can a guy like Mersh come in and go out, right? And still, like, do you think he can come in, make a few bucks, and then bail, and then come back 6 months later or 3 months later and make a few bucks and come back?
I mean, that's what he's been doing. I forget the last person that wrecked him before he was on his way out of here. It might have been Dean on Pat Dixon's show. But yeah, after that, Mersh was like, he dipped out. He came back for just a second recently, and Pot Awful ended up on Clowntown with him. And it doesn't seem like he does well when he's trying to work with others. You know what I mean? He already has kind of his backup crew, and that's like Ministry of Dude and some of these other Virgie, and you'll hear him talk about those guys on his show when he's live. So he already has like a fan club that they all are in cahoots. I guess you could call that the sector.
All these guys seem to have like a group of people that support them. Like the Stuttering John's got the Ditka and the Vegas beer sales, right? And Mersh has those guys that
they do podcasts and they contribute to each other, do each other's shows. They don't necessarily need the Dabbleverse, but I think Mersh likes it. I think he's got a little bit of an addiction to it now that he's been in it and hung out with some of the people. He'll keep coming back. I guarantee you. He can't help it. The
I don't
problem
think he
is
ever left, to be honest with you. Like my feeling is
I
he
know.
came in.
Yeah.
He's been here. Um, he's run like when Dean got him, right? That wasn't like I'm tired of the Dabbleverse. This isn't work. You know,
No,
it
he
wasn't. He
said
was
that.
like
He
he
said,
had.
"I'm tired of the Dabbleverse. I'm leaving," but he ran away with his tail between his legs for a period of time, and then he tried to come back in. He'll keep doing that. He'll come in, he'll get spanked, and then he'll take off. But it'll be back and forth like that.
And I
I'm
would
guessing.
say that that's very much like the Hackamania bit. White Goodman number 3, $2. How much longer are you going to be alive? If I knew the answer to that question, I would tell you. Could be
Wouldn't we
tonight.
all like to know?
Yeah, it could be tonight. Could be 10 years. You know, who knows? All I ask is that I die before the money runs out. Yeah. So this is the thing. I would like to think it's just bad timing. Like that Mersh decided to leave. He was going to take a break from the Dabbleverse before Dean slapped him around on the Pat Dixon show. That he was definitely going to Hackamania until Anthony Cumia is going. But there's too many of these incidents that just seemed a little too well timed, right?
He already like canceled on going before that. He'd already quit and thrown in the towel. And then the Anthony Cumia thing came up, and it was like his excuse to try to keep the upper hand and say, "Oh, I'm not going because there's going to be a pedophile there." It's like, all right, you already had quit. Too late. You can't have thrown in the towel and then had a good reason to not go. No, you threw in the towel. You didn't want to go. We heard him.
I gotta
It's
get,
on
but
the record.
I gotta give him credit though for he certainly sticks with the bit.
Yeah,
Right?
no,
Like,
he's good at coming up with bullshit and sticking with it, or running with the narrative, as the great Mudshark would say. Yeah, you come up with the narrative and just run with it. He is good at spinning a yarn and then just trying to keep it. I mean, if you're not paying attention and you just take his word for it, then yeah, you'll be like, oh, that sounds convincing. But yeah, if you already know the information or the details to the matter, you'll pretty much find that Mersh is lying 99.9% of the time. How do you know he's lying? Because his lips are moving. Or like Chad
I would
Zuma.
say he plays a character on the internet. Well, White
Yeah, of
Goodman
course.
number 3,
A lot
do
of
you
guys are
have
doing that.
cancer? Not as far as I know currently.
I'm glad it's in remission, Schmuel, apparently.
Yeah, it's surgery. They took it out. And
Even better.
hopefully, I imagine it'll come back one day, but let's hope that today is not that day. It's also not something that you sit around. This is like kind of interesting to me. Like, I don't sit around worrying about. I just don't worry. It's one of my things, right? I don't really have anxiety. I just things are going to happen the way things happen, and I just do what I can do to make sure that they go the way that I want them to go.
That's right. You might be an atheist, but I made a death pact with Jesus a long time ago. I'm good, man. We're good. We're set. We're set to go any minute. I'm good.
The last guy that told me he made a pact with Jesus, right? Made a pact with Jesus to convince me how sober he was. And
Oh no.
oh my God, I've never seen a guy get more fucked up than this guy. I think Jesus was very disappointed in that. Look, I think the stuff with Mersh is funny. I think he goes after me for just like crazy stuff. And it's hilarious because it's like I will say something. I was joking around with him in the chat one day because everybody was making fun of him because he was saying like, I have a girlfriend. Oh, did you know I had a girlfriend? I'm going to take the girlfriend to dinner. All right. Yeah, the girlfriend and I went over to the gas station. And, I was going to go drive to Royce's, but the girlfriend was here. And I sent him I was goofing around and I just said, hey man, being in a relationship is great. Don't fuck it up. You know? And he took that to mean that I was like talking to Ice Dancer or had something was telling him advice about her or whatever. And it was like, it was a fucking joke. And he couldn't, and to this day, he still believes that there was some ulterior motive to what was going on. And I just like, it's really, it's hilarious. And it's the same thing when the Moody stuff came up. He's convinced that I said he gave Ice a black eye. And I never said that. What I
So that's
did
what this whole recent meltdown was about. He thought
yeah,
you were
the recent meltdown is about that. Now, what I did say is that Mersh tends to make shit up, and you never know. And he did say, in his own words, that he had smacked a woman. Right? Like it's not.
I try to make sure nobody forgets about it. Yeah, you know it.
And I remember
she's not a person. She's not a person. She's a stripper. Let's get that clear. She doesn't count as a human, according to him.
It was during a professional incident. So does that count?
He says it don't.
He was professionally engaged at the moment, and it was an emergency. But the deal is, you talk about getting pissed off and busting walls, right? I'm sorry, but what are you, 42, 44, whatever the fuck you are? You shouldn't be fucking punching holes in your walls.
Right? Yeah, I did that shit when I was like 19 or 20, and that was about the end of it. Yeah. I was an idiot, younger man, indeed.
I just, but in any event, it's just like, you say that shit, and then when you kind of get called out on it, when it comes back on you, right? You lose your fucking mind. And you start yelling at people, like me, who had nothing to do with it. And then in that whole thing, he doubled down on Haley for having asked Ice Dancer for help with super chat voices or super tip voices, which was a little. I from the time I heard that, I thought that was a little bit. It was out of line. I thought on his part.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, going off about Hunchosaurus. That was insane.
Yeah, it was. It really was, and it's like she's been nothing but nice. And look, I can see if you weren't happy about it, but there are certainly better ways to handle it, right? And what I do find interesting is, like, I think pretty unequivocally people sided with Haley in that incident, right?
Rightfully so. Yeah, she didn't really do anything wrong. It was very obvious from the outside looking in.
But Mersh then doubles down, and it's like, she did, and that's what he's been doing with me. It's like, hey, you little weasel, the mask came off. And I like the guy. I mean, you and I have a different opinion about him, but I like the guy. But I'm like, Jesus Christ, it's like, stop hurting yourself.
I mean, that's part of his deal, though, right? He can't help himself with that stuff. That's why he is who he is. He's gonna spaz out like a woman because he's a cat lady. I mean, he is a literal blue-haired cat lady that has a radio voice, very deep radio voice. I'm Mersh, the cat lady. It just is who he is.
Yeah. Well, you're smarter than I am, because if half the people did what I thought they should do, they wouldn't be interesting and there'd be nothing to watch.
I mean, that is kind of why I burned him in the first place, because I knew that he's a backstabber like that. I knew that there was nowhere to go with the guy in the first place, so there was no reason being like buddies with him. So I was like, yeah, fuck it. I'll have him on and let Pot Awful do whatever he does to him, and I'll move on with my little life. And that's kind of where I've been with it, and I was totally fine doing that.
Mersh was very helpful to me when I started streaming, believe it or not. But
Yeah,
let
I
me
mean,
answer. White
he
Goodman
might seem
3
like
for
a
$2.
nice guy.
What kind of cancer did you have? Prostate cancer. There you go. When I was 47 years old. Great story. Won't tell it tonight. But dated
I thought
chick
you
with
weren't
a
religious.
really, really
You
large,
prostate?
really, really large vagina. And one thing leads to another. I'm surprised you guys have really good chemistry.
We're not doing nothing weird at Hackamania, Reverend. Get your mind out of the gutter. I see where you're going with this. Stop.
And we have good chemistry like once every 6 months. If we were doing this on a regular basis, we probably wouldn't be yelling at each other. Mersh was really helpful when I started, right? And he was cool. And it was like, and I'd always been cool with him. And then he lost his shit about that ice dancer thing. And then I'm the N-word with the hard R. And then I'm a weasel. And I'm just like, I can't, like, dude, I'd like to work this out, you know? But then 2 weeks from now, he'll be like, yeah, we get along great. That's what men do, you know? We ignore everything. And so it's like, it's funny that there's nothing settled. I don't find anything settled with him, but I do wonder, and I am picking on him, and I'm probably shouldn't be, but I just wonder, like, with that voice and that ability to carry an audience, he's got to be self-destructive, right? Because he should be way bigger than he is.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think everybody said that about him. There are moments where he can be entertaining, funny. He's got a decent voice. Whatever. There's a reason why when he does a show with Royce, he gets fairly good numbers. And when he does his own show, it's not the same. It kind of it's a little insight into what you said is a good point too.
We got 473 watching on Rumble.
But like you said, you've made him spiral a few times. Like the King, I don't know what it is about JMO, my co-host, my boy. All he has to do is show up and just ask Mersh questions or say this and that, and in a nice way. Like he's not even trying to fuck with the guy, and Mersh will just absolutely melt down, and it's hilarious. It's like, what did you do to Mersh? And it's like, I just said this little tiny thing in his chat, and he freaked out. Like he has that ability in a bunch of people's chats, Carmix included. But yeah. I don't know what it is, man. Yeah. There's something in Mersh that, yeah, he just absolutely has like something in his head where he'll have a total meltdown like a lady on their period. He's just that guy, you know? It just is.
Well, look, I think he thinks he knows what's going on in your head, right? He thinks he knows what you're thinking, and that's what he's responding to. He's not responding to what's really happening. He's responding to the illusion that Mersh has created in his head, and it really pissed him off.
Yeah, for sure.
Mason in Portland for $5. I'm looking at two men that are getting sent to Guantanamo when Joey C gets elected. 100%.
I fear that. I fear the day Joey C becomes president and he gets his revenge. Sweet, sweet revenge.
My revenge is going to be going to Guantanamo. Your revenge is going to be becoming a poster boy. Because he's going to be wheeling you around everywhere. I'm a friend of the disabled. Yeah. I'm a friend. Yeah. Doing that.
Joey C, a friend of the disabled. I can see that commercial.
Definitely. He'd be smiling behind you, pushing your wheelchair. Oh, God. Joey really, really does not like me. And I enjoy it, I have to say. I get every now and then, I just get like, I did a spite stream the other night, I just watched him and he raged out and he got all pissed off because people weren't becoming members. And I was like, I got to fucking, I got to do something because he got off and he quit. I'll come back in an hour if 100 people buy a membership. And
are you talking about his campaign speech that he was going to do?
He was on the other night with Lou the God, and he was coming back. All right, let's read Anonymous for $5. Quad, you're a loser. You are the biggest piece of trash in this universe. I hope you flatline after losing. Hold on. After losing. Oh God. Hope you flatline after your leg wrestling with Tukey, you ugly fag wimp.
Fag wimp. I like the wimp on the end. That was extra. I like that. A little extra makes all the difference, folks. As you can see there, fag wimp.
Tag it, boy.
I'm going to crush Tukey at that leg wrestling competition. Just want you to know that.
All right. You shouldn't punch walls, but it's fine to get drunk and climb a tree, jump headfirst into a kid's pool. Wheelchair yourself. Way to go, dude.
So true. Great point.
Life is, we make a lot of mistakes in life. Some have, stick with us, unfortunately.
That's right.
Yeah. I mean, and who hasn't wanted to climb a tree and jump in a pool?
That's right. I was living life. Life comes fast.
Living on the edge, man. It looks like a good idea. And I would imagine that alcohol and or drugs were involved because that's usually when those things look like a great idea.
Well, I mean, back from the day I can remember, we grew up in the 80s and everything was like the X Games, you know what I mean? The movie Rad came out and everybody's riding a BMX. And so as a young man, till the day I broke my neck, I was doing it. Skiing, whatever, man. You name it, I did it. So I have all of that. A lot of good memories, doing a lot of fun shit. Would I have liked to do it my whole life? Yes. Did I do a lot of stuff? More than, like, I look at someone like Carmix and it's like, Jesus, that dude's never been anywhere. Like, I can't imagine living life till 40 and never have done anything, So, and I got to do everything. I just happened to break my neck on something stupid. Is what it is. I'll manage. I'm good.
My thing, like with Carmix, I am a dick. I understand that. But a lot of my feelings about a guy like that are, you don't get to blame the small town you're from.
I'm from a small town. I did everything. I'm in the middle of nowhere, dude. Fuck that.
But if the town you live in is a problem, you leave. You go someplace else.
Yeah. I moved to the Bay Area for like 2 years as soon as I could when I was 18. It was like, go do something. Try life. Go try something new.
Dude, high school for me ended on June 30th, and on July 1st, I was on a plane to Lackland Air Force Base in Texas. Because I wanted to get the fuck out of where I was. You got to do what you got to do something. Buckman is a flatliner. Buck faced death, and guess who won? Buck now sleeps with his eyes open.
That's how you keep your enemies from sneaking up on you, right, Buckman?
Yeah. What do you call it? I do know somebody who does sleep like with their eyes open. It is the freakiest thing I have ever seen.
Yeah.
And,
it sounds
It's been a long time, but I did see it. Hey, JMO, could you steal Ice answer from Mersh?
I think he's got. JMO's got a gal. He's good.
He's currently involved, and not stealing Ice Dancer. What?
And he makes fun of her faux pas. How dare you, JMO, make fun of a lady's faux pas? Just lift it up, get it out of your way, and have at it. You don't need to worry about that faux pas. I can't. He made a drawing, JMO. He reminded us that he showed us the drawing he made of. It's kind of funny, but with the way that Mersh is shaped in the way that she is shaped, it is almost like they fit together, like a puzzle piece. It makes sense.
All right. And Bo beats Black Sheep, who does not like May. I think Mersh was offended that his free Hackamania ride was dependent on Zumach sealing the stand-up deal with Melton. When Chad fucked it, he also fucked Mersh, which is kind of a bum deal.
I mean, that was the offer from day one. So there should not have been any confusion about what the deal was. But like you said before, Mersh makes up in his mind what he thinks that you're trying to convey. So when he hears Melton say like, "Oh yeah, hey, Mersh and Chad, if you can come together and do a thing at Hackamania, I'll pay for both of you to come." In Mersh's mind, he's like, "Oh, I get to come to Hackamania. He's paying for my trip out there," and that's all he hears. He didn't hear the part where, "No, if you guys can make it work out, we'll pay for your trip." And that's on Mersh. He heard a totally different thing. And then the other offer was if you can get enough people to sign up under your promo code.
Right.
That was the second option. And apparently he had 0 people sign up to come out to Hackamania using promo code whatever, Mersh. Sorry, dude. You couldn't get anyone to sign up. That's on you.
Yeah, and that's the problem with saying, like, acting like a big guy. Oh, yeah, people got to come and y'all. And I remember when he was introing the promo code, and he really thought, like, I'm telling you, he must have been shocked when that show ended that night and 12 people hadn't signed up. Yeah.
0. I think
And
the number was
0.
1 or 2. It might have been 1 or 2. So there was all that period of time before Pat Dixon entered the arena, and Melton said within 24 hours, however many people signed up under promo code Dixon had already beat Mersh, and that was probably like 1 or 2 people. You know what I mean? That Dixon got signed up on the first day. So my assumption at that point was Mersh absolutely had 0 people or 1 or 2 signed up to come out there. So.
But you got to give Mersh credit though, because he really is a character. Because when he was doing he's not coming because of Kumia, like, I want all those people that bought tickets with my code. I want their money returned to them. And you're like, yeah, not a problem.
Yeah, all 0 of them. Sure, we can do that. Absolutely.
Sure. We'll even add extra zeros to the amounts that we return to them.
Yeah, many zeros. We'll multiply the zeros.
Yeah. Hey, I've taken up more than enough of your time. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to ask you about your plugs, but we seem to have solved most of the problems in the world. Is there anything that you have in your mind that we didn't touch on?
No, man. Appreciate you having me on. I'll see you around. You know the deal.
I really appreciate your being on. Plug your shows, dude.
Yeah, everybody come check out BYB. You guys know the deal. Come on. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 o'clock Eastern. You can see my right there at BYB_POD. Like I said, tomorrow, 5 o'clock Eastern. Come watch the weekly Dabble review. That's how we do.
Cool. Thank you very much, Quadfather. All right, go see Quad tomorrow night at 5. I'm going to be here for a couple of minutes to say good night. And
later.
Thank you, Derek. Take care. Bye-bye. All right, boys and girls, it's just me for a few minutes. And White Goodman. I had prostate cancer when I was 47. I had surgery. I have not had a positive PSA since that time. I'm 64. I was 47. You do the math. Excuse me. I'm getting like John. This is always the thing. I love this, Brock. Good guest, good show, good host. Great Scott 949. Glad that's over. I honest to God do not know what this little emoji means. So I could be embarrassing myself. Thank you, Peanut Butter 66. Great show, Buck. Really enjoy you. Tomorrow might be a little heated. Because no, well, I'm going with I'm having Aussie guy on who has some issues with my show, and I'm going to let him tell me what they are. And so I didn't catch this one at first, so but thank you very much. Namkob Lehumix Namkob Lumix Namkob Lumix Schmuel Buckman, return to your tomb and continue your eternal sleep. Thank you for that. But I got a few hours before the sun rises. So we're good with that. And all right, dude. And Luke, yeah, I've been there. I understand what the story is, but I couldn't do it here, and so there we go. But it's been hashed and hashed so many times. I don't think I would do any of it justice. Unbanned Josh Event. Aussie guys controlled opposition. Buckman, don't worry about him for a second. I don't worry about anybody. Josh, and I'm being serious, honest to God, I don't worry about anybody. I really don't. It's honest. I do this because I enjoy it. It's fun. And if I start worrying about people and even thinking about that or caring too much, it's time for me to quit. So, and that's how it is. I happen to like the Aussie guy. I respect him. I believe our disagreement, if there is one, is over we just have different ways to do a show. And we're looking for different things. So there you go. And that's what I will say about that. Now let's do that. Yeah, life's great until Chad has your address. I will say when I got in here and came in and I saw the shit that was going on, I formed myself a corporation and got myself one of those you know mailboxes that you get from places. So yeah, that was my thing. So hopefully, if he does find me, he'll show up at a UPS store somewhere, not near my house. If Aussie guy gets uppity with you, point out that he backed down on every point he tried challenging Carl on. I actually already broke his balls about that because the Aussie guy's biggest thing with me in breaking my balls was my technical prowess or lack thereof, and that show he couldn't find clips. It was just a disaster. I think he was nervous, but I did, and then of course, he did not accept my polite criticisms. But there you go. I sent, by the way, this is me. I sent Will Heron at whatever time. How can I tell what time it is? I don't know. A few hours ago, I sent Will Heron a link with the note that said, "If you're mostly sober, come on." So, and Will did not come on. So either he did not see the link or he's not mostly sober. So there we go. Mr. 17.5. I wasn't the only one who was depressed to realize Schmuel wasn't your real name. It is middle. There, guys. So it's not. Whatever. But all right. Aussie guy, I think we did this. Aussie guy, call him a paper tiger would be an insult to paper. Wow. Josh, I got to give you credit, buddy. You definitely have an opinion on things. That is for sure. The one pun, Looking forward to breaking bread, balls, and a few hearts in Vegas. I'm with you, buddy. And do me a favor. I think Quad said he's coming with you. Don't let him back out like he did last year. All right. And he needs to be there. And anybody that can go, promo code Buckman, you should go because it's look. Even if I don't want to rile the powers that be, but I mean, look, even if you're around Vegas or near Vegas, just come by the plaza. Um, you won't be able to get into a show, right? But you get to meet us, and I'm telling you that your view of the Dabbleverse will change once you meet people. And Mr. My dad's middle name is V. Wow. Um, there's a lot of that going on. Wait, oh yes. No, it's true, Josh. You have an opinion, and I will say that just because I have to ball watch somebody, not an asshole. Like your opinions. There's something that I think that you would stand by. They're not just a stupid throw out to try to be something that you're not. All right. Bo Beats Black Sheep for Canadian $2. You are growing on me, SB. Curious. Are renters losers? No. Off the top of my head, no. But I grew up in a city, the city of New York, where a large percentage, if not the biggest percentage, excuse me, are renters. So it's not about renting that makes someone a loser or not a loser or anything else. It's what you do overall. So there you go. Unbanned Josh Denny fan is asking me, what are your 3 favorite books? So this changes. This changes with time. I just read Confederacy of Dunces. Is it O'Toole book, which I thought was great. I just read a book by. Do I have any like great books that I really look back and think about? I'm going to say Forever War was one of the ones that changed me, like really taught me things. Asimov's Foundation series was pretty fantastic. I mean, those are sort of books that got to me. Recently, though, and I like reading books, but recently, the Holly Pivot and Doug Guyvette, I believe it's called Counterfeit Kingdom. I want to get it right because there's another counterfeit book, Counterfeit Kingdom, which examines this new apostolic reformation. All these wacky churches that do the charismania, the Pentecostalism and stuff. And it's a growing part of our society, and it's quite scary. You into Ayn Rand? Read The Fountainhead. I've read Atlas Shrugged. Look, they have their place. Like that's the whole deal. Is you can't, no single book should be running your life. I like stuff in. I would probably tend to like lean a little bit towards the Ayn Rand kind of the way the world operates, but it's a little too simplistic. And individuals are great, but it takes a team to build a bridge. So my biggest thing is I just don't like the leeching off the system. So I'm not a huge fan of government and corporations and shit. Jesus Christ. The Green Mile. I've pretty much read every Stephen King book ever. Oh shit. I didn't even remember. Hold on. I didn't even remember this. And I know that I've read it. Now, I was probably a kid, but I do know that I read because I I really liked Orwell. And then, of course, what do they make you read in school? Animal Farm and maybe 1984, which are pretty simple. And I seem to remember that one not being too simple, a little heady. So, book talk with Schmuel Buckman. Um, is that why you look constantly terrified? I overrated. Henry Miller. Uh, Jesus Christ. Something comes to mind, but I don't know. Harlan Ellison. Isn't Harlan Ellison a like fiction writer? Um, I I have to be honest. I don't really read too much fiction these days, unless it's some historical fiction, but it's got to be legit. I do read. I kind of am into dystopian societies, so I do read that. Um, that kind of stuff. So uh, don't remember. Did go through a Heinlein phase when I was young. Puppet Master was the one they made the movie out of. Um, the books, uh, and some other stuff. Um, but no, I haven't done it. I do believe I've quoted Kurt earlier. I do believe that I have written every Vonnegut book ever written. Um, and yeah, that I huge fan of Vonnegut. And Vonnegut was like Vonnegut opened my eyes to something that um you know what the Germans did in World War II was an atrocity, right? And we had the Nuremberg trials and all that shit. But uh, we never went after Roosevelt, Churchill, Stalin, those guys, for firebombing places like Dresden and Tokyo. Um, and those, by any measure, would be considered war crimes today. And we went after civilian populations. So our hands are not clean. What's your favorite Vonnegut book? Why is it Breakfast of Champions? God, I don't remember the name of books. Trout. What was the book? The Trout book. Cat's Cradle is better. I probably should read these. Mostly, I remember like Vonnegut. I said it earlier, like smelling of mustard gas and roses. I love Vonnegut stories about being a prisoner in Dresden. Um, but my entire adult life, I gotta, and Vonnegut fans will know this. My entire adult life, this symbol has been a motto of mine and a thing that I have written down. I have written that in many a meeting, and only I know what it was. So the Japs actually didn't try to firebomb us. I believe they tried to float balloons with bombs, but it's not the same thing as taking a squadron of aircraft and dropping incendiary devices all over a civilian population. So, there we go. Thank you, my friend. See, it's how it's how somebody knows Vonnegut, and that was my. It's great because you can jot it in a meeting and they have no fucking idea what you're doing. Just pray to God that there's no Vonnegut fans. I was really lucky. I had a older brother-in-law. Like I was a kid, and my sister was like, I don't know, 18 or 19. It's the guy she married. She's still married to him. And he was into Vonnegut. And he used to leave the books around, and I would read them. And lucky me, I went to high school in Manhattan, but I lived in like South Queens, so I would have to take the train back and forth or the bus on the train, and it was like a probably an hour and a half, 2 hour ride each way. And man, you can read a lot of books during that period of time. So I know we complain about the subway, but I think I got much of my education there. BYB podcast quad. The one balloon bomb that made it to the U.S. killed a group of kids 30 minutes from where I live. Wow. Wow. Amazing, right? Absolutely amazing. So the same way we wanted to fly Eric the Midget balloons. So in Brazil, a priest, the movie Up had come out, and there was a priest who was trying to like motivate his flock or whatever, and he got in a chair, and they let the balloons go, and this fucker took off. I don't think he ever thought. He thought he was just gonna hover a little bit, man. And he shot into the sky, and they found his body days later in the ocean. So don't tie balloons to Quad's wheelchair in Vegas, okay? We don't want to lose them. So there we go. All right. Last thought of the day is if the price of letting a Persian chick show some thigh is $5 a gallon gasoline, I'm all for it. And Buckman and Nas from QB, nice. Listen, guys, we've kept over 100 all night long. Amazing. I don't deserve it, and but I'm really thankful that you're all here. If you would do me one last favor and hit the like button on your way out, I would really appreciate it. But pretty amazing. I don't usually get these kinds of numbers, and sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. And we'll be back tomorrow night, 9:30, with Aussie. My email is buckman@buckmanpod.com. If you have anybody that you think we should get on the show, have any questions you want to ask me, or any questions you want me to ask guests, feel free to send them over. And if you want to rat me out, you can. Josh, are you speaking about me not learning nothing from Vonnegut, or are you saying that you learned nothing from Vonnegut? And you do understand that we can't have a Vonnegut discussion on here. And Sofa King, we told you there's nothing else on. I'll take it. Believe me, there's a million choices. Like they say, you have many airlines to choose from, and you have many streams to watch. But thank you for flying with us tonight. The one pun, Buckman, you bring Stogie to Vegas. I'm broke, and you seem like a guy with good reserves. I actually just bought a bunch. Shh. Yeah, I'll be bringing some. I like, by the way, I like small gauge short cigars. I'll be bringing those. Reels is bringing cigars, and I just found out that I am on the same plane as Reels going to Vegas. So if that plane crashes, there will be a glut on the cigar market. My eye tracker thing is really fucking with my eyes. They're very funny. Schmuel is a war hawk. Absolutely not. But my belief is, if you get in one, you got to finish it. You should never enter anything not knowing how you plan to leave. And this is a complete clusterfuck. So wrap it and get the fuck out. Yeah. And guys, this I know Panhandler loves to say this. but where did I go? Let me pull it down. Anyway, it says I'm worth 14 million. That ain't even fucking close. If I'm worth 14 million, Stuttering John's worth 14 million. Schmuel is a parrot. Parrot? I don't really think. I don't. There's a lot of shit you can say about me, but parrot is probably not one of them. I smoked a lot of those nub cigars a while back. I like the short ones, but I have a very small mouth, and I don't know. I don't like the feel of big cigars. The problem is, as I've learned though, is with the smaller, shorter cigars, I probably smoke way more than I ever would with a big cigar. But as you know, I have promised Mrs. Buckman that I will be smoke free when I return home from Hackamania. And on the fridge downstairs is a signed statement by me saying that I will sleep in the shed if I come back still smoking cigars. So yeah, they don't have to be real thin. I just got a box of Rocky Patel Junior Maduros, and then I got these other boxes. Maybe I'll pull the boxes out tomorrow, but I have no Jesus Christ. It's like I can't remember what the names of them are. It's late and I'm tired. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the shed stream. Me and Granny, right? But thank God I have enough cash. I can go buy a new bed at least. I don't have to sleep in a dead man's bed. Yeah, there will be no shed stream, but hopefully I can't wait until the summer comes back and we can go back to the backyard and do those backyard streams because that's my favorite. Um, uh, Bone loads. Are you going to do any cool drugs at Hackamania? Have you ever heard of atenolol, Cialis, Propecia? No, I don't do. What do you call it? I'm not a drug guy anymore. Those days are behind me. And you get to 64 and you're like, I think I'd like to live a few more years. So I don't want to do it. And Josh Denny fan, boom. What a great name for a show. The new Bed and Bucket show. That would be great, right? Like I would start in the morning with like my metal bucket of piss going down to the river and dumping it. Very, 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 very. That would be great. The cooler, but the cooler is for shit, so you'd have to come up with a show like that. No. Rogaine is the shit you put on the outside. Propecia is the stuff that you take. And as you can tell, I realized that I have forgotten to take it for like a month, so I may have gone past the thing. I got a new doctor, and my old doctor quit. My cardiologist, which is the only guy I saw, wrote every fucking prescription I ever needed. If I just asked him for it, he would give it to me. The new one, not so much. I have to get a primary care doctor. Haven't done it yet, and whatever. So there you go. Really sticking it to Granny. I am fascinated to see Granny in Vegas. I I I like Lemmy a lot. Like and so he gets props from me for having been with Lemmy. Now, assuming that she wasn't in a bad way or whatever. But just the level of bloviating and shit we've seen, I want to see if it's legit in person. So, thank you for my hair. And edibles are better than smoking. I don't like to inhale anything into my lungs besides air if I can help it. I don't do I don't do any I don't do any hallucinating drugs of any kind. I'm fucked up enough as it is. Could you imagine me doing the other thing? But I've had offers. Look, I will tell you, at the first Hackamania, I was offered more cocaine uh, than I had been in probably the previous 20 years. I was just blown away by how many people were offering it to me, and not even like, I'm sure I could have bought it if I wanted, but I mean, these are guys like, oh, sort of like, it was amazing. Um, but I turned it down. And it's actually not hard. You reach a point where you just know you're not going to do it. And I also do not want to blow my heart out of my chest. Um, Doing drugs casually can be fun. They can. I just don't trust myself. I become very obsessive about stuff. To be, it's why I really don't. Why I don't watch TV, because if I start, I can't stop. And uh, I really like. Well, I like downs, but then I don't do anything. And then I like speedy drugs because I do all sorts of stuff. But then it goes back and forth. All right. Uh, I wonder what a Schmuel post ego death would be like. Post ego death. Post ego death. Do you mean post death ego? Or post, or because a post ego death, I have no idea what the fuck that would mean. Must suck to be an addict and not get to enjoy a casualty doing drugs every single day. Yes, casually doing drugs every single day. Yeah. And look, I was never much of an addict. I was getting to be more than anything else. I didn't like the way my life was turning out. So, and you guys in Vegas will meet Cookie. And I realized I was going to fuck that up if I didn't stop. So I stopped. And the one thing I've learned is that, having grown up with an alcoholic, it never gets better unless you just put it down. And it's not, once it's done, it's annoying, but it's not hard. But I will say it does fuck up the lives of people around you. So I'm very lucky to have a wife like I do, who is an oenophile. Is that what you guys call it? Like a wine person. And it's tough because I don't drink. And she loves to go out and have like a glass of wine and listen to music and shit like that. So, guy grew up in the 70s, doesn't even know what ego death means. You said post ego death. And I'm old. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. And let's not tax the brain too much. Schmuel, what were a few of your favorite bands as a teenager? I've been asked that before. I have to admit, as a teen, I was mostly into like folk and bluegrass. I was kind of like the anti kid, you know. Definitely couldn't stand Kiss. Wasn't a real fan of Led Zeppelin. Got into those later. Um, but lots of Bob Dylan, lots of Joan Baez, Pete Seeger, Woody Guthrie, and on and on. No shit, Josh. Post generally means after a thing. I got it. I got it. As opposed to just ego death. All right. I got it. I got it. All right. Now, I am laughing because I'm thinking like, this is the boringest conversation in the world. And I said, oh, as soon as we get below 90, I'll bail. And we're like, it's the punishment. There must be a God because it's there we go. We're at 86. I'm gonna say goodnight, kids. It's been a blast. Have fun.